Thank you very much. It is July 23rd, 2024. It is 7:01 PM. We are at the Olivet City Center Chamber at 1140 Dillman Road. City Council meeting to start. Madam Clerk, please do roll.
Mayor Waldman,
I am here.
Chairman Pro Tem Knox.
Here.
Councilmember Clark,
Here.
Councilmember Carl,
Here.
Councilmember Weil.
Here.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Item number 2 is communications.
I do have one written communications item. It is from Colleen Moore. And she says, I am again requesting the roof inspection done on my home be changed from pass to incomplete as several items on the Olivet conditions of roofing permit were not addressed. I discussed problems found by an independent inspection with my cost editor and Carlos Trejo. Please let me know if this issue can be addressed. If not, please let me know how to have the issue resolved. I'm unable to attend meetings.
So,
Okay.
Mayor Waldman, just
Yes.
a little bit of clarification on this matter. Ms. Moore has had multiple communications with the building department as well as Mr. Trejo. Her concern is the quality of the craftsmanship, which is not something that the permit addresses. The permit addresses safety. And compliance with code. And so her roof was inspected. It does comply with the code. The site was safe. And so that permit has been passed and closed out. And so as far as the quality of the craftsmanship in her eyes, that's really something she needs to take up with the contractor itself.
All right, thank you much for that update to the council. Next, under communications, we have the citizen service citation for the mobile manager, Aaron Winnett. Who's taking that one?
I believe Chief Andreski's taking that one.
Okay.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I would just like to take this time to present Aaron Winnett, the Olivet Police Department Certificate of Recognition. The Certificate of Recognition may be awarded to a citizen or organization who has demonstrated dedication to the community by a singular act or series of acts that are significant note to the betterment of the community and the Olivet Police Department. Just for some background, Aaron is an employee of Mobile on the Run. He's been an employee of theirs for the last 11 years and specifically a manager of the Olivet location for the last 3. This nomination was regarding an incident that occurred on June 20th of this year. At approximately 12 p.m. on June 20th, Aaron was doing routine maintenance inside the store when he overheard a small child tell another customer he could not find his parents. Aaron immediately took the child into his care and contacted the Olivet Police Department. When Olivet officers responded, Aaron downloaded store video footage to locate the vehicle the child got out of on the parking lot. And the vehicle information led officers to discover the identity of the child's parents and were able to reunite them. Aaron's cooperation with the Olivet Police Department was instrumental in ensuring the child's safety and swiftly reuniting the lost child with his parents. So we would like to thank him and congratulate him on this certificate. If you want to.
Aaron, thank you very much for your service and your mindfulness and bringing peace and comfort and assurity to that family and to that child. Next, we have a certification of recognition for firefighter Ben Orris. I'm going to ask for the police chief. Come on up again.
It's me again. Good evening again. Beth Andreski, Olivet Police Chief. This award we would like to present to Olivet firefighter Ben Orris. This is the Olivet Police Department Citizen Service Citation Award. The Citizen Service Citation may be awarded to a citizen whose assistance to the police department was given without regard to personal welfare and had a positive bearing on the community. On Monday, June 3rd, an Olivet officer was in the department holdover cell area, allowing a prisoner to make a phone call when suddenly, without provocation, the prisoner began physically assaulting the officer. The officer was eventually able to set off the emergency wall alarm and call for assistance on his radio. Firefighter Ben Orris was in the fire department kitchen that afternoon when he heard the emergency audible alarm sounding, followed by dispatch putting out a call for an officer in need of aid in the holdover cell area. Ben immediately went in that direction, entered the holdover area, and without regard for his own welfare, immediately assisted the officer with restraining the assailant until additional Olivet officers arrived. Firefighter Ben Orris has been a firefighter paramedic for 15 years, and his current rank is a private. He is a true professional, and the citizens of the city of Olivet can be proud to have them in their community. So, congratulations.
Firefighter Horace, thank you very much for your protection and your care for your fellow public safety individual. I'm going to turn to my counsel. This is an employee of the city of Olivet. And if anyone would like to share their thoughts to this gentleman, please do so.
I would just like to say thank you for your service. It's amazing what you do. Thank you.
I also appreciate what you've done. Sure you didn't want to be a policeman? Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
Nice
thank
try.
you. I thank you and I'm sure that all the officers in the police department thank you too. So thank you. Job well done.
I'd like to say thank you for being on our team. I'm glad that you're here. This would helps make this city a great place. Thank you for what you did.
It's always hard being at the end of the line, so I'm just going to say thank you. Leave it at that. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You sure do like to be in the heat of things, don't you? So we'll just leave that humor there. Next item is item number 3, and that is the city manager's report. Ms. Shackley, good evening.
Good evening. I'm gonna take a minute to pull my report up here. Okay, so good evening. The first thing we have on the agenda is the upcoming Party on the Patio, which is this Saturday up at Five Oaks. It's the culmination of Parks and Recreation Month that the city proclaimed at the end of June. And there have been a variety of activities throughout the month, and this Party on the Patio is Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. Up at Five Oaks. And so I hope everyone is able to come and join us for a variety of food and beverages and cornhole tournament, I understand. So it'll be a good time. Next is, as you walked in this evening, you probably saw those blue donation barrels. The fire department is sponsoring a food drive for Operation Food Search, which is just to the north of us in Overland. So if you have not had an opportunity to make a food donation, please do that in those blue barrels. And it has been a quiet 2 weeks, and I'm not sad about that. So this is the weekly, every meeting. If you would like to know really what's going on in the city of Olivet, we all encourage you to sign up for This Week in Olivet. And so that's all I have, unless you have additional items for me.
Does anybody have any questions of the city manager at this time? All right, seeing none, we will move on to item 3, which is the city manager, I'm sorry, which is staff reports,
Staff
item number 4.
reports. Yep. So starting with the fire department, as you are aware, the fire department and the police department purchased a public safety utility vehicle. So this is the vehicle. As you can see, they have named it Olivet Public Safety so that one public safety department is not more prominent than the other, and you'll notice that it's in, like green and or gold and black and not red and blue. So we are sharing the vehicle. So you may see them out and about as they all have to learn how to drive the UTV. There are rules about driving the UTV. So they have all been doing that, but they intend to use this for responding to incidents on the number of our trails that we have. It's much easier to patrol those trails or respond to medical emergencies on those trails with this much smaller vehicle. You'll probably be seeing it at Turkey Trot, at Harvest Festival, at the Holy Festival. Again, it's much easier for a police officer and a firefighter to respond or, be out in and amongst the crowd with this vehicle. So you'll be seeing our newest vehicle around. On to Parks and Rec. So if you have been out and about this week with the beautiful weather out to the playgrounds, you may have noticed park staff have been out replenishing the wood fiber, the engineered wood fiber that is laid under all of the playgrounds for the fall zone. So they have been doing that. And then they have a new employee. Richard Monroe is the new building maintenance technician. He's going to be up at Five Oaks. So that's where he is going to be working. And we are excited, and he is excited to be here. And they had him working right away. He was out hanging lights on the patio for a party on the patio. So say hi if you see him. Police Department, Chevy Chase has a 4th of July bicycle parade every year. And now that we have a bike patrol, they participated in and led the parade. So as you can see, Officer Bagsby here, we're biking with the kids in their annual parade. And Public Works. So first and foremost, we'd like to congratulate Travis Tate. He has been promoted to crew leader. So if you see Travis, please congratulate him. And then the Centennial Greenway is really moving along. So even despite the really hot weather that we had, they're really pouring that concrete. Bruce and I and the entire team walked that trail last Wednesday. And they've gotten almost everything poured from where it connects with the trail at Five Oaks eastward, just past the water playground at Indian Meadows. So they're assuming the weather stays good. They're hoping they'll be done with all the concrete probably by the end of August. So they're moving along. And then the last thing I have, an upcoming event is the annual Great Olivet Cleanout of 2024. This date, we have it at Stacy Park. And so we're really trying to find a date that Old Bonham School is not in session, because this is an event that's always in the afternoon. And we do not want to have a bunch of people coming to Stacy Park and parents picking their children up at Old Bonham School. So the available dates in October are limited. So October 21st is a Monday, I believe, but it is also in the middle of the Jewish holiday Sukkot. So we want to make sure that that's an okay date. Otherwise, we might have to push into November, and that it gets darker earlier and colder, and that's fine. Okay, so unless anyone else has any other reason why it can't be on the 21st, then I think, what are they? They're always in the afternoon, 4 to 7 p.m. Okay, so that's what we will get that out. And then upcoming meetings, you can see your upcoming meetings here on the screen. And I'm happy to answer any additional questions from the council.
So Ms. Yackley, with regards to the shred and electronic dumping or drop off, that will now be October 21st from 4 to 7 p.m. And that is for electronics, and that is for shredding. It is not for
prescription medicine or over-the-counter medicine,
Right.
we have a bin available all the time. Come in anytime. And drop your medications over the counter, prescription medications, pet medications, drop them off. The reason we're not doing it in coordination with this shred and recycling event is, one, there's going to be a take back day in October. And secondly, in order to have the take back at the shred recycling event, we have to dedicate an officer to stand by that collection point because we don't want anybody getting into those medications. So it's, we thought it would be duplicative and we'd rather have the officers available to do other things. And again, we have the secure bin here at the city center for individuals to bring their medications up at any time.
All right, thank you very much.
On August 6th, we have a workshop, but it's also election day. Will people be voting here or at Five Oaks?
You know, the election board has not reached out. And secondly, as of today, I don't have a reason to have a work session, so you may not have a work session,
Okay.
but they've not reached out.
So there's nowhere in Olivet that you can vote?
They have not reached out about
Okay.
holding the election.
Could you
Our
remind
facility.
everybody that you don't have to be voting in your community anymore? That was changed. You can vote anywhere in the county. So,
Correct. If you are a
yes.
voter in St. Louis County, you have the benefit of being able to go to any polling precinct. So go to the one closest to
Very
work,
good.
but the election board has not reached out. At least they've not reached out to city center.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. The next item on the agenda is item number 5 for city council reports. I will start down with my fellow council member, Councilmember Weil.
On Tuesday and Wednesday, I attended 2 meetings. One was with the mayors. I'll let her speak about the housing meeting, and then on Wednesday night, I attended the park meeting and we focused on the park projects. It was a part 2 to the May meeting. In May, we looked at the capital improvement plans of the 5 parks, and we looked at the staff recommendations of the 3 top priorities for each park. We did the neighborhood parks in May of Irveside, Indian Meadows, and Villa. And at this meeting, we looked specifically at Warson Park and Stacy Park. And those will be forthcoming in front of the council down the road. And it was a very good conversation and very in-depth. We also got our Five Oaks update, and it's really interesting. Currently we have 873 members, but that's not, you really can't count members because it's households. It's 46 memberships as and our since 6/26, we had 46 new memberships. We have 162 households, but we don't know if a household is 2 or 4 or 6. So those are numbers that they're going to still be working on, or maybe that's part of where the 873 comes from. So being with only open about 8 months, it's pretty good. And then we have 188 members who are on Renew Actives, and that's a senior plan. And they are talking with Silver Sneakers still for the upcoming year. 45% of the memberships are residents. And that is also good because this is something that we wanted for our community. The facility rental statistics are that the multipurpose room, since November, when we did our ribbon cutting, 224 rentals of the multipurpose room, 29 privates, 22 of the kitchen, and 6 of the private gym, and 43 of the Dogwood Studios. That equals 324 rentals, excluding the city events that we've held there. So, and all of the openings for the art exhibits and pickleball, and the different happy hour programs and all. So we're really thrilled with the participation at Five Oaks. We also talked about the Parks and Rec, what's coming up. So this is as Ms. Yackley shared, this is Parks, July is Parks and Rec Month. And so throughout the month, there are, if you go to our website, to the Parks and Rec website, there's a scavenger hunt throughout the parks. There was sunrise yoga last Wednesday. Tomorrow night, there is a sunset yoga. There's a hike at Stacy that is docent led. There's a photo contest that I believe we got like, I'm blanking, but we had a very high turnout of participants. And this Saturday, from 6 to 8 is the party on the patio. And if you haven't been to Five Oaks, please come because there'll be tours given by some of the park commissioners. And they're also going to be doing in the building, starting probably this weekend, some Olympic activities with the Olympic takeoff and kickoff this weekend. So they meet each month and our next meeting will be in August.
Thank you for your leadership and liaisonship with regard
you.
to that board, Councilmember Weil. Chairman Pro Tem Knox?
I have nothing to report.
Councilmember Clark?
I have nothing to report at this time.
Councilmember Carl?
Nothing to report.
Thank you very much. As a liaison to Planning Community Design Commission, the commission did not meet on the 18th. The next meeting for the Planning Community Design Commission will be on August 1st. Okay. All right. Again, thank you all for your roles and your leadership within your boards. Some do not meet monthly, but do appreciate what you bring to your boards. Next, we have hearing from citizens, item number 6. And Madam Clerk, I do have one card and it is from Christina Laney. Ms. Christina Laney identifies as an Olivet resident and Olivet business and other. Miss Laney? Okay, hi. Okay, come on up to the microphone, turn it on and let's hear what you got to say.
I am just a local real estate investor, meaning I paid utilities before and I have like furniture and clothing in one of the houses down the street. My name is not on a house deed, and I know so many women also do not have their names on house deeds. I'm so thankful for the Olivet Police Department for responding to my aging mom. Her name is Kathy Webb, for calling the police when her daughters were visiting and when any of her family members, including her first husband, Nustel, my dad, who's not present, visited the house. I understand that in Clayton, Missouri, I can't attend court. There is a court date on the 31st of this month to maybe get my name added to a beneficiary deed or a quitclaim deed or even a conveyance document. But me and myself, I would like to avoid arrest. I don't really like being arrested. So do you guys have any advice or suggestions about how someone like myself can use their investment property over in Oak Estates, Olivet, 9710 Fairgreen, 63132 without being arrested if all women do not have their names on deeds? It's so great that we have written word and written documents, but as you know, so many immigrants don't have marriage records that were jotted down. There's so many undocumented immigrants these days. And I know for a fact that I've invested in a house down the street, but I did attend college at Hampton University. So if I want to be a good neighbor, if I want to maybe not just retrieve the stuff out of the house, but if I want to be a homeowner and I'm aware that I have the ability to pay personal property taxes and utilities, and if over half of my items are inside of a house at 9710 Fairgreen, what can I do?
Well, I'm going to turn this over to the city manager, Ms. Yackley, and again, have her reiterate some points of information.
All right, great. Thank you.
So I'd be happy to talk to you after the meeting, right? This sounds like a very personal matter.
Our actual driver's license updated.
Mhm.
We're able to have real IDs and driver's license, but if our parents have Alzheimer's, and if real estate acquisitions or title on estate planning isn't common in the Black community, is going through another gentrification, we're just really trying to make sure we don't lose all of our stuff again. But thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, we have some people in the audience. Before we go to their next item, we are still under hearing from citizens. Is there anybody here that would like to speak? And if you are, please fill out a card when you are done. Okay, we will move on to item number 7, ratification to purchase 3 new police vehicles. Who is doing that one?
Chief Andruski.
All right, Chief Andruski, you're busy tonight.
I know. This is the last you'll hear from me, I promise. All right. Good evening again. Beth Andreski, Chief of Police. Evening, Madam Mayor and Council. So this agenda item is just approval to purchase and upfit police department vehicles for FY 25. Again, state contracts for patrol vehicles for FY 25 will follow the same purchasing model seen in FY 23 and 24, where a limited number of vehicle dealerships in the United States are listed as approved vendors. And a price quote form is sent to said dealers for the style number and vehicles requested. Dodge is also currently not producing the Dodge Charger, which was our go-to sedan. At this point in time, police model vehicles being manufactured are limited to the Chevrolet Tahoe, Ford Explorer, Dodge Durango, and Ford F-150. The current administrative vehicle that is being replaced will go to the Olivet Detective Bureau, and the remaining vehicles will be distributed to other city departments or go to auction. So this request for approval of the city manager to enter into agreement is for Bellman Dodge for the purchase of 2 Dodge Durangos, not to exceed a total of $87,250. Broadway Ford for the purchase of 1 F-150, not to exceed $51,600. The lights and sirens guys for installation and upfit of 3 police vehicles, not to exceed $23,300, and decommissioning of 3 vehicles, not to exceed $2,150. And the detailed specification sheets and pricing are attached, which you guys should have.
Does anybody have any questions after looking over the information that was provided in our packet for the chief? Go ahead.
Chief Andreski, I see that you're purchasing, or you're requesting the purchase of a F-150.
Correct.
That's a truck?
Correct.
Okay, that's all I have.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
We've never had a truck before and I'm comfortable with that, but would you like to go ahead and explain that?
We have, this
perhaps?
would be our first truck purchase. I think you're going to start seeing them more and more in police department fleets. As you've probably seen us around town throughout the years, if we need a truck, we're usually borrowing one from Parks Department or usually Public Works for our needs. As you know, there are many times where we use a lot of equipment, stop signs, cones, transporting trailer, things like that. So you would think with the SUVs that there is a lot of space for transporting things, but when you look at the equipment that are in our vehicles, there's really not. So the F-150 will allow for us to kind of meet some of those transporting needs that we don't have right now.
Great, thank you much for that clarification for the public and for your elected officials. All right, ladies and gentlemen, council, I will ask for a recommendation, motion and request.
I'd like to request the approval of the city manager to enter into an agreement with Bellman Dodge for the purchase of 2 Dodge Durangos, not to exceed the total of $87,250. Broadway Ford for the purchase of 1 Ford F-150, not to exceed the total of $51,600. The lights and siren guys for the installation and upfit of these 3 vehicles, not to exceed $23,300, and the decommissioning of 3 police vehicles, not to exceed $2,150.
Second,
Motion and second. If there are no further questions, Madam Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Carl,
Yes.
Councilmember Weil,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Knox,
yes.
Mayor Waldman,
Yes,
motion is approved.
Thank you.
thank you very much. We're on to item number 8, one of my favorite times of the year when we deal with boards and commission appointments. City Manager Yackley, I think you're gonna pull something up for us.
Absolutely. So what you see on the screen is the slate of candidates to be nominated and staff is requesting approved to the various commissions, everything from the Economic Development Commission to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
All right, and let me just clear. Let me just clarify that this document that identifies the terms of that appointment. It doesn't mean that Ms. Jacobs is now going and gonna have 3 years or David Moons. It identifies the length of the appointment. Some people are filling slots that are from other folks and have earlier, is that not the case? Ms. Powell is replacing Ms. Wagner. Does Ms. Powell actually have the 4 year?
No, she.
Yeah, so
finished out.
We'll fix it. If you, what you're doing tonight is you're nominating and hopefully approving all of the slates of candidates, and we can clarify
okay,
the
great.
years.
I appreciate that. All right. Mr. Martin is not here tonight, and sometimes he would typically ask us if we want to do this all in one slate or if the liaison of each board wants to go ahead and do the nomination themselves. So I'm comfortable with the slate, but I'm going to ask my peers, and I'll start down here with Mr. Carl.
I'm fine with the slate.
I'm fine with it as well.
I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it, but at the end, I would like you to delineate who the new commissioners are and acknowledge their presence here tonight.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, so we have, Jennifer, send me back to that. So we have a slate with regards to our EDC being Becky Jacobs and David Moons. Housing Authority, Stephanie Fool, Housing Authority, Keisha Lee, Park and Rec, Kate Pashon Hellman, Park and Rec, Mike Solomanoff, Park and Rec, Stephanie Todd, PCDC, Petri Powell, PCDC, Daniel Rosenberg, PCDC, Sam Wallach, Pension, Josephine Nzwaya, Pension, Ted Isaacs, Personnel, Jean Antoine, Personnel, Richard Profi, and Zoning Board of Adjustment, Rob Jurgel. I will entertain a motion that we accept all those slates.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to accept these names as new commission members to their specific boards identified. Councilmember Weil asked to speak, and I will give you the floor for what you wanted to say.
No, I didn't want to speak. I just wanted to acknowledge that you read them also.
Okay,
It's
okay,
fine.
all right, very good. The next item,
We didn't vote.
okay, call for the vote.
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Carl,
Yes.
Councilmember Weil,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Knox,
Yes.
Mayor Waldman.
Yes,
The motion is approved.
thank you for the reminder when we tend to kind of multitask when we're leading these meetings.
So I do want to welcome tonight, we have Mike who's going to be doing Parks and Rec is here, Kate is here, and Keisha Lee, who is moving from Parks and Rec and has served many times, is here, who is now going to be joining the Housing Authority. And Jean Antoine in the back, who used to sit up here with all of us, not in this building though, unfortunately, is going to be joining ZBA. So it's nice to have all of you here tonight.
And thank you for stepping up to want to serve and volunteer in our community. I know some of you have made multiple requests to become members on the boards, and sometimes it just takes time. And then you get there. So appreciate your ongoing efforts and willingness to continue to apply when things did not go your way. All right, item number 9, another very fun thing that this council gets to do. I know it's been 24 years of my life knowing Donna Turpin. And 24 years of my life knowing Carol Wagner as committed volunteers for the city of Olivet. Donna Turpin with the Housing Authority and Carol Wagner with the Planning and Community Design Commission. And it is our honor as the council in the city of Olivet to give recognition to both Donna and to Carol Wagner with proclamations that are ready and framed. And Donna, you're on here first, so if you want to come on up or if it's okay for you, we can get your proclamation, let your family be extremely proud of you. And while she's doing that, I'm gonna tell you a little story about Donna. I met Donna when we, at the beginning of time, took our volunteers to the baseball game. And at that time, we had some new council members that didn't want to pay for anything, didn't want to pay for the hot dogs at the ball game, didn't want to pay for the parking. I slipped out my credit card and I took care of everything. They were embarrassed and the city ended up paying me back anyway. Donna, thank you for that.
That's a wonderful thing that you've done, both of you. There are a lot of people out there who wouldn't commit 30 years to a marriage, let alone to a city. So thank you both for all that you've done.
Anybody else like to say some words to these two wonderful longtime volunteers?
Well, first, when I first got involved with the Housing Authority, Donna, you were the chairperson at the time. And so you kind of taught me the ropes, and so we've been together through different executive directors, and you helped teach me some of the ins and outs. So I do appreciate that and have enjoyed getting to know you these past 10 years. And Carol is a personal friend, but also your love for urban planning and bringing your, like you said, your professional side to this commission has been beautiful to observe. And I know you work closely with my father on that, and there's a special bond there too. So thank you.
First of all, I want to say to Donna, not only was she a neighbor, she was a friend, and she was a friend for a long time. Yeah, that's 26 years is a long time, and I wish you well, and thank you for your service. And then Carol, I hear I've known you for a long time also. And I know that you're in the book club with a good friend of mine, or actually my wife. So I hear a lot of not only interesting things that you bring to the city, but also to the book club and to everybody that knows you. So we appreciate all you do for our community, and continue to be out there in the community, which I know you love, and I know, Donna, you both love this community very much as well as I do. And we appreciate everything you've done. Thank you.
Later, there will be cookies and coffee. You know, we're gonna wrap things up here real quick, and then you can have cookie, coffee, and enjoy and say thank you to the folks together. Councilmember Carl, did you want to make any remarks, or just ditto what we said?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll just say again, thank you both for your service, and let's get on to the cookies.
And if you could add in that we know where to find them if we need them.
All right, we were going to quickly deal with hearing from citizens, part 2. If there's anyone that wishes to speak, I have no additional cards. I do not see anybody online. City Manager Yackley, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, then we are going to go ahead and we're going to move on to review and acceptance of the minutes from the city council meeting of July 9th, 2024.
So no changes.
I saw nothing that needed to be corrected.
I'd be happy to make a motion.
Go ahead, please do.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the minutes of the city council meeting on July 9th, 2024.
Second.
Moved in second, please poll the council.
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Carl,
Yes.
Councilmember Weil,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Knox.
Yes.
Mayor Waldman,
Yes.
motion is passed.
Very good. Item number 12, city attorney's report. We are going to just blow right through that. The attorney's not here tonight. And we will go to item number 13, which is the adjournment of this meeting. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Cookies and coffee. Let's go.